Have you ever wondered why Japanese elders can still climb mountains well into their 80s, while many Westerners struggle to climb stairs at 65? The secret lies not in their genetics, but in an ancient practice that's been hiding in plain sight for centuries. This simple method is transforming the lives of seniors worldwide, and today I'm going to reveal exactly how it works. What if I told you that the difference between living independently or relying on others as you age could come down to just 7 minutes of your day? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might completely change how you experience your golden years. If this information sounds valuable to you, I invite you to subscribe right now and turn on notifications so you can receive more life-changing tips like this one. It takes just a second, but it could add years of mobility to your life. I understand the frustration and fear that comes with aging legs. 5 years ago, I watched my own father struggle to get up from his favorite chair, the same man who once hiked the Appalachian Trail. It was heartbreaking, and it sparked my journey into researching age-related mobility solutions around the world. What I discovered in Japan changed everything. During my visit to Okinawa, home to some of the world's longest living people, I noticed something remarkable. The elders there moved differently. They had a steadiness and confidence in their steps that I rarely saw back home. When I asked a 92-year-old gardener who moved like someone decades younger about his secret, he smiled and said something that translates roughly to strong legs, long life. Through further research and conversations with health practitioners who specialize in geriatric care, I learned that Japanese elders practice something that Western medicine has largely overlooked. They maintain the strength of one specific muscle group that deteriorates fastest as we age. Let me share with you the first vital insight. Contrary to popular belief, walking alone isn't enough to maintain leg strength past 60. In fact, regular walking without proper strengthening can actually create imbalances that lead to falls. This is why many seniors who walk daily still struggle with stairs and getting up from chairs. The Japanese approach targets the muscles that matter most, and I've seen remarkable transformations when people apply these principles. Take Margaret, a 72-year-old who could barely walk to her mailbox 3 months ago. After implementing this method, she now walks 2 miles daily and recently danced at her granddaughter's wedding. If you're finding value in this information, I'd appreciate if you'd give this video a like. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and if you know someone who could benefit from this information, please share this video with them. Now, let's dive into the heart of the Japanese method. What makes it so effective is that it focuses on rebuilding functional strength through what I call the 3 pillars of leg vitality. The first pillar is foundation strength. Japanese elders understand that all movement begins with a stable base. They focus specifically on strengthening the often neglected soleus muscle, a deep calf muscle that researchers at the University of Houston recently discovered functions as a second heart, helping to pump blood back up from your legs. When this muscle weakens with age, not only does balance suffer, but circulation decreases dramatically. Michiko, an 84-year-old tea ceremony teacher I met in Kyoto, performs a simple daily ritual. She sits on the edge of her chair, places her feet flat on the floor, then raises her heels while keeping her toes on the ground. She holds for 2 seconds, then lowers. She repeats this movement slowly 20 times, 3 times daily. This gentle exercise has kept her soleus muscles strong enough that she still kneels and rises gracefully during traditional ceremonies, a movement many 50-year-olds struggle with. The second pillar is hip mobility. Japanese culture traditionally involved more floor sitting, which naturally maintains hip flexibility throughout life. When hip mobility decreases, the body compensates by putting excessive pressure on the knees and ankles. This creates a domino effect of joint pain that makes walking increasingly difficult. Consider Thomas, a 68-year-old former accountant who suffered from chronic knee pain. When he began incorporating a simple Japanese hip mobility practice, sitting on the floor and gently moving from a cross-legged position to kneeling and back again for 5 minutes daily, his knee pain diminished within weeks. The pressure had simply been redistributed to the joints designed to handle it. What's particularly interesting is that studies from Tokyo University have shown that hip mobility is directly correlated with longevity. Those who can easily sit on the floor and stand back up without using their hands have a significantly lower all-cause mortality rate compared to those who cannot. The third pillar, and this is where most Western exercise programs fail entirely, is what Japanese practitioners call everyday strength integration. Rather than isolating exercise to specific workout sessions, Japanese elders incorporate strength-building movements into their daily activities. For example, while waiting for water to boil, many Japanese seniors practice standing on one leg for 30 seconds at a time, an exercise shown to reduce fall risk by up to 58%. Or while watching television, they might sit and stand from their chair without using their arms 10 times during each commercial break. Anna, a 77-year-old who adopted these practices, told me something profound. I used to exercise to get stronger. Now I realize I need to be strong to live my life fully. After 3 months of integrating these movements into her daily routine, she no longer needed assistance to climb the 14 steps to her son's front door. Here's the unexpected truth that changed everything for my father and countless others I've shared this with. The common Western approach of resting more as you age actually accelerates muscle loss. Japanese elders understand that muscles need regular stimulation to remain functional. Their approach isn't about high-intensity workouts. It's about consistent, purposeful movement integrated throughout the day. The key revelation lies in something called myokine production. These are special proteins released when muscles contract that improve bone density, cognitive function, and metabolic health. Research from Keio University in Japan has shown that the frequent, low-intensity muscle contractions favored in the Japanese approach actually produce more beneficial myokines than occasional high-intensity exercise. Let me walk you through the practical application that you can start today. First, wake up your soleus muscles. 3 times daily, ideally before meals, sit at the edge of a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Keeping your toes grounded, lift your heels for 2 seconds. Then lower slowly. Repeat 20 times. This simple movement improves circulation immediately and builds foundation strength over time. Second, practice what I call the Japanese stand. Once daily, preferably in the morning, stand with your feet hip-width apart. Slowly bend your knees while keeping your back straight, as if you were going to sit in a chair. Stop halfway down, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then return to standing. Start with 5 repetitions and gradually increase to 15. This strengthens your quadriceps and glutes without stressing your joints. Third, incorporate floor transitions. If your mobility allows, practice sitting on the floor and standing back up once daily, using minimal support from your hands. If floor sitting is currently too challenging, start with a low stool or ottoman and gradually lower the height as your strength improves. Fourth, embrace single leg balance. Hold onto a countertop or sturdy chair and practice standing on one leg for up to 30 seconds. Switch legs and repeat 3 times. As your balance improves, try reducing your finger pressure on the support, eventually using just one finger for stability. The real magic happens when you combine these movements with mindful breathing, inhaling deeply as you prepare for movement and exhaling fully during exertion. This breathing pattern, practiced in Japanese movement arts like Tai Chi and Qigong, enhances oxygen delivery to muscles and improves overall efficiency. The beautiful aspect of this approach is its gentleness. Unlike harsh Western exercise programs that often lead to injury in older bodies, these movements honor your current capabilities while gradually expanding them. Remember, this isn't about dramatic transformation overnight. It's about consistent small actions that compound over time. Patricia, an 81-year-old who committed to this method, summed it up perfectly. For the first time in a decade, I feel like my body is getting stronger, not weaker, with each passing month. I no longer fear losing my independence. What's particularly powerful about these practices is that they don't require any special equipment, expensive gym memberships, or even significant time commitment. The entire routine can be completed in under 7 minutes per day when integrated into activities you're already doing. I've seen these simple practices transform lives. From Robert, who cancelled his assisted living arrangements after regaining his mobility, to Elaine, who now plays actively with her great-grandchildren instead of watching from the sidelines. Let me leave you with this thought. Your body was designed to move well for many decades beyond what we've come to accept as normal aging. The Japanese elders prove this daily. With these targeted practices, you too can rebuild the foundation that supports everything else in your life. Your ability to travel, to engage with loved ones, to maintain your home, to remain independent. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Give this video a like, share it with someone who needs this information, and leave me a comment sharing your experience or with any questions you might have. Remember this, strong legs don't just carry your body, they carry your life's possibilities. The strength to stand, walk, and move independently isn't a luxury in aging. It's the foundation of living fully. Your future mobility begins with what you do today.